sorry to hear that Helen is dead. But why is she dead? Well, we will have to see. And let us also see what the IMDb plot has to say about this one. A young woman discovers that her boyfriend is sleeping with her cousin Helen, and goes to confront them at a dinner party, only to find out that Helen is dead and everyone is a suspect. Okay. So, kind of got a murder mystery kind of thing going on here. Off the top, let's get some of the usual stuff out of the way. You got sent a screener for this one. So, there's that. And this is obviously a new film, so we will keep this as spoiler free as possible. I will also kind of mention this one is kind of comedy, drama, thrillers, not totally horror, although it has its moments. And I will say that there's a little bit of mystery to it. So, yeah, not, super on the horror here. But I still think it is within the realm, and that some horror fans should pay attention to this one. Obviously, the title makes it seem like it screams a horror movie, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. So, kind of get into a little bit of what's going on here. Yeah, you have a dinner party that's being set up in this home, which basically becomes the central place, the setting of this film. And you have it's a little weird. You have some weird characters that have been invited to this party, and apparently, the two hosts of the party, this couple are tried to only invite certain people to this party, but maybe a few people who weren't invited or unexpected kind of show up, and a lot of it surrounds Helen. Helen is a popular girl, a popular woman. Apparently, she has several men suitors, men who one claim to be her boyfriend or not, maybe not her boyfriend. Some might be stalkers, people just obsessed with her for ABC reason. They apparently all think she's the best thing going, and are all after her. So you have a couple of these individuals come into this party. One that gets a lot of attention. Well, two that get a lot of attention. One that claims he's an actor, and you clearly see that he's clearly not, or at least way down there. He's nothing famous, but kind of tries to pretend that maybe he's a little bit more than that. Then you have another one that says that he's the boyfriend or whatever, and I really don't know how to describe him. He's he kind of just tries to kind of appease everybody, but then will turn on you on a dime, and especially you'll see that when things kind of go south. So the movie, very interestingly enough, it, opens up with a scene, and you see some screaming and whatever. And it's kind of that moment when Helen is first discovered dead, and soon after that, the movie kind of goes back a little bit prior to Helen, to this party starting and Helen arriving. So you get a little bit of more details on some of the people that are coming to this party, a little bit of details on Helen. Certainly, her cousin, another young lady who's having some struggles, and is decided, at first she wasn't going to go to this party. She's hanging out with friends and getting drunk, but then after a phone call, decides she's going to go back to the party. So, like I said, it is kind of like a murder mystery kind of thing here. You're going to get several people kind of, show their cards with their relationship with Helen. Some people, like her. One of them's her sister. You got her cousin there, her boyfriend, several people who claim to be her boyfriend or want to be her boyfriend. So you have all these different people, and some people that kind of openly say they wouldn't mind her being dead or to hurt her or stuff like that. So it's kind of throwing out there the different cards to kind of give you different possible suspects. Like I said, then you're gonna go back and hit that moment again where Helen is found dead, and then it becomes who killed her, and it's a little weird because you would think kind of in that situation, you find a dead body, you would just call the cops, and then there would be an investigation here, but no cops are ever called here, and that's because there's something else going on here with her sister and then one of the other invited guests, and everybody has their thing. So before really anybody can think about calling the police, it just becomes everybody kind of has a personal thing, and nobody really wants the cops around, that kind of thing, and at least that's what I'm assuming we're going with here. So yeah, then it is a group of people there, kind of trying to figure out who the killer is, and I mentioned not really horror, but they kind of throw some little droppings of horror in there with setting up this mystery, but also that there's one person that kind of goes outside and around the property and kind of thinks they see somebody there, and in a typical horror fashion you would think that's that person that's kind of hiding in the bushes, and maybe the killer is out there, whoever the serial killer is or the stalker or whatever is happening there is there. So they kind of planted a little bit of those seeds as well. So lots of suspects, lots of possibilities here. Obviously I'm not going to tell you what happens. I think person who's seen a lot of horror movies, I kind of suspected a certain thing was going to happen, and it kind of played out. I think just it's just kind of like a fun movie. Like I said, it's not horror, so you don't really have to go in with that kind of aspect and just waiting for the blood and guts. And it's not all about the killer coming and killing everybody here. You keep in mind that it is a comedy, so there's a lot of back and forth. Like I said, there's a lot of interesting characters here, and some will entertain you more than not. I will maybe spoil a little something and say that Helen might not be the only person that dies here, so we'll kind of give you maybe something else horror-wise to kind of look forward to there. I think there's some characters that you really wish or hope that a serial killer comes along and maybe chops them up, and then others that are just interesting, and you just want to see them the back and forth. As much as I really wanted the serial killer to come and chop up that guy that says he was an actor or whatever, there are some respects to having him kind of having that funny kind of weird character in there. And what eventually happens to him is pretty interesting. What else to kind of say? I don't want to give away too much, but yeah, it is I think you just kind of get to that it's kind of a comedy first and foremost. So they're going to try to entertain you. It's going to be awkward. Later on, there's going to be a moment where everybody's kind of sitting at the table to kind of discuss kind of what has happened. I think that was a pretty entertaining scene. And again, not horror, but again, maybe kind of playing off what you might typically see in a horror movie, but then kind of, swinging it a little bit in a different direction. Maybe not totally unexpected for some horror fans. And like I said, this is, I don't know that it's going to strictly go and be marketed towards horror fans, so maybe a more, comedy themed audience, might not kind of see some of the things that come, but I don't know. And again, I don't think it's a movie also built on huge twists and turns and stuff like that. And again, not huge serial killer movie either. So, I guess you can just kind of lower your expectations, and it's not, you don't have to go down those roads. Um, but yeah, I thought it was entertaining enough, and was well acted. What's Tyrese Gibson? I haven't seen him in a movie in a long time. Although isn't he in Fast and Furious? Well, I haven't even seen that. I haven't seen the last two, I don't think. Anyway, he comes in and makes an appearance, and plays an interesting character. I liked his character, and what he brought to the table there in his character. Really kind of amped up, what was going on, and I enjoyed that. Wasn't sure what to expect when he came in, but yeah, I liked him as well. So again, probably some characters you're gonna like, some characters that you're not gonna like, and maybe wish this was a true horror movie and had them just ripped into pieces. But then again, as a horror fan, I watch lots of stuff and just, wish serial killer would come in and, be done with certain people. But, whatever. Yeah, so again and again, not a huge horror movie here, but I think a movie that's entertaining enough. Um, and it does get a little wild and crazy, kind of as the movie goes. So yeah, there's going to be some drama to sit through, and some setup there, and what is really happening with Helen and her sister and all these guys that are around. There's things to be said, going on that, and seeing that. But I think the back half of the film, if you are looking for the mystery horror, whatever you want to call it, something that us fans here want to see. I think it'll give you some there. So I still think you guys should check this one out. I'm gonna give it 3 pools of blood. I was entertained enough by it, and some of the characters and what was happening there. And whatever they tried to do here was just a fun little different movie. And I guess a movie that comes out after October, kind of swing back into the direction, going from extreme horrors, kind of into November, and then December. This one is I guess a good exhale here after all the craziness of October. So again, that's 3 pools of blood out of 5. And with that, horrorsgoryreviews.blogspot.com is where you can find all my reviews, written and video. But certainly, if you're just interested in the video reviews, which have been many and mostly lately, please like, subscribe, and do all those things that everybody wants you to do. If not, no worries, no problem, it's okay. But definitely also, if you could check out some of the shorts, trying to keep you guys informed and give you some fun as well with that as well, and another extension of some of it being an extension of Promote Horror. And Twitter, Facebook information down below as well. Feel free to join me there, talk horror, talk about this movie, other movies, something you want me to review, reach out to me there. And certainly in the comment section, if you eventually see this movie, let me know what you thought. Did you maybe kind of see that ending coming or not? And with that, I guess I'll catch you on the next review, horror fans.